Okay, today we're going to watch a little bit of disc golf from Acorn Park in Roseville, Minnesota. This is my first attempt making a video, so just bear with me on a couple of things here. So, starting out, we are playing the white tees, which is long tees to the long pins on all of these holes. Hole 1, it plays just as an Anheuser. I'm throwing a Champion Leopard 3 on this, just something that's easy to turn over. It was pretty windy out that day, so I was throwing lines a little lower and using some different discs because it was cold out. Here I just missed this tailwind putt. It's still an easy 3. Great forehand hole if you have it. Here I actually get lucky. I throw a Valkyrie. I'm just trying to throw something really light. It seems crazy on a 260 hole, but I also forgot to record my putt, but just something I can hyzer flip easily up the middle, so I had about a drop in 2. This one is a really difficult play. The play I choose, throw a putter. I throw a PA3 here just up to the top of the ridge so that I can try and throw the fairway and lay up, take your 3. This one I actually turn over a little much right, so I have to do this little flex shot with a PA4. Makes it pretty tricky. I managed to throw it just perfectly, but that can be a tough hole when you don't hit the line right. Nice drop in 3 here. Going into hole 4, that's probably the second most difficult hole. I'm throwing a Leopard 3 again, trying to make this gap. I actually screw it up, turn it over. I hit a tree, but I get a nice kick back into the fairway. So I feel pretty good about this shot, thinking I'm going to have a good 3. So this is tunnel shot, then you have to have it flip over and go down this alley to the right. I clip a branch and end up having to make this straddle putt. And again, can't quite convert the putt, but a 4 on that hole is not a big deal. This hole, it's a pretty basic, slightly downhill 255-foot hyzer shot. I throw a 300 series PA1 here. It's a little beat in, so it doesn't fade out quite the way I need it to at the end, but I managed to cash a pretty sweet jumper, so I'm happy with that. This hole, 265 uphill, plays a little tighter, especially when the leaves are in. I throw a PA1 on just a high flex shot here. End up a little short, but it's about the right play. Again, that's just a bad putt. So hole 7, the best play for me to play this, I just lay up with a putter. I throw a 750 PA1 here to lay up just past the pond, and then you have to go over another pond. So you can rip a power hyzer through the other gap, but it's not worth it. Here I take a Valkyrie and try to just throw a deep hyzer flip over the pond here. It goes a little too far right, so I end up having to make about a 25-30 footer by this log. Thankfully convert. Hole 8 here, you'll notice I throw a PA4 and I come off the right side of the tee pad because I like having a little more room so I can hyzer flip it a bit. I hate trying to miss that gap when you line up straight on the tee pad, so for me that's just the best play. Hole 9 here, I throw a zone and I kind of miss my line. I'm a little high, but it works out okay. The idea is to throw something super stable, low and to the right. The reason low is the hole plays so short, you just want something that'll sort of flare up there on a skip. So I ended up there about 30 deep, but pin high. Hole 10, just dead straight, 210 feet, a little bit uphill. It's just kind of a tunnel shot. Nothing too tricky about it, you just have to hit the gap. So there I have a nice little run. I end up about 15 deep, no problem there. Hole 11 it plays a lot shorter than 200. I throw a PA4 on just a real lazy Annie shot here and let it sort of do the work. I prefer to be a little bit down the hill, as you'll see on that hill face, than up the hill. It just makes the putt a little bit easier. So short, probably 10-15 feet, but it works. Hole 12, I throw an A1, just something super stable that I can huck on a hyzer and have it go deep of those trees right there and then just hook straight hard in. You can go up the middle. I just think it's a lot harder than throwing a hyzer with a zone or an A1 or something. So again, you see, leave it about 10 out. This is another A1 hole for me. Again, just throw something super stable, kind of low, and let the disc just skip up for you and do a little bit of the work. This works out just perfect. Again, I maybe try to throw a bit more of a skip shot in the future, but I was parked. 14 is one of the most deceiving holes on the course. 170 probably plays 150, but you have to. The gap is actually pretty narrow. So I throw a PA2 just low, hit the gap, hit a log, but thankfully I stayed up on the tiers. It's easy to go deep on this one if you hit the gap. 15, I actually miss again. I'm throwing a D1 light, and I'm trying to hit the center gap, and I just screw it up. Let go early, but thankfully it goes through that gap to the left and flares off the hill. So it's probably the most fortunate way to miss on this hole I can think of. A little bit deep there, but again, it's really windy on the upshot, and thankfully I'm putting pretty well in the wind today. 16, super easy thumber hole if you have it. It's easy to go deep on, so it's kind of a touch thumber hole. Otherwise, you can just throw like a putter straight up the middle. But as you'll see, the green gets a little bit scary. So that's just a D1 I'm trying to beat in, is why I throw it. End up with this annoying little branch putt. But again, managed to convert, so it works out just fine. 17, 350, plays about 350, normally like a nice T-bird hyzer or something like that to the right. I throw a destroyer super low, a little bit flat to Annie because, again, the wind was really pushing, so I just wanted something that would get past the tree line. End up a little deep, and as you can see, I'm surprised my putt stuck there. 18, insane headwind, so I actually throw a Colossus just because it was cold. I like the feel of the G-Star plastic here, and I throw it on sort of a crazy wide hyzer flip. It ends up working out, not too bad at all, but this is a tricky shot. The upshot here is another D1 thumber. There is a lane to throw like an Anheuser shot at it to the left, but at this point with the footing, it's easier for me to just throw a thumber up and over the trees. Thankfully, I landed in this mud spot instead of straight in the little Guardian pond here. Kind of an annoying little putt, but managed to save the round. So, 10 down, that's my personal best, actually. Thanks to my wife, Beth, for filming this. I hope you enjoyed the course, and I'll be out with more videos.